Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well, friends around the world. If you're new here, we're honored to have you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. President Donald Trump said that both Israel and Iran have violated the ceasefire. He blamed Israel and urged them not to respond, saying their pilots should return immediately. I spoke with both sides and asked them not to break the truce, Trump said, but now they're blaming each other. Maybe it wasn't intentional. Still, I don't like that Israel did this. There's growing doubt and expectation that this truce will collapse, especially given Russia's stance. From Russia's point of view, it sees this truce, announced unilaterally by Trump, as something the United States is trying to force on both Israel and Iran. Basically, the United States negotiated with Israel, and Qatar did the same with Iran. That's how it looks, but there are no clear guarantees or frameworks for this so-called ceasefire. Russia, meanwhile, is openly telling Tel Aviv, we'll help Iran achieve its nuclear dream, whether you like it or not. While Trump was announcing a ceasefire, Iran took the opportunity to carry out a swift intelligence operation with disastrous consequences, which Tehran revealed later, saying, "There will be no peace unless it's on our terms." Trump, on the other hand, claimed there were no casualties and that everything was coordinated with Tehran. Meanwhile, Washington is building a new military base in Bahrain, anticipating a new wave of Iranian escalation. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said, "We'll show up again, but on a different battlefield." Iran's foreign minister added that the United States attack on the Fordo facility was a complete failure, and the site will be back in operation within a month. The White House has reportedly told Netanyahu that it's time to end the war. The Houthis praised Qatar's position and entered the conflict by launching missiles at the Israeli city of Eilat. Meanwhile, the United States Congress is questioning Trump's statements and called the American strike a failure. Washington warned that this war could have serious consequences for the United States economy, while Tehran said it won't accept any peace imposed on it. Tel Aviv admitted that some of Haifa's most critical facilities were knocked out by Iranian attacks. Moscow said the United States strikes on Iranian facilities were unjustified, while China said they damaged America's global credibility. The UAE is taking advantage of the chaos by building a military airport in Yemen. Is this, the beginning of the end? Tehran didn't wait long after the United States struck its nuclear facilities. It immediately began its revenge campaign, as military analysts confirmed. Iran launched several missiles at the United States al-Udeid base in Qatar. The UAE and Saudi-backed Yemeni government in Aden condemned the attack and called it blatant Iranian aggression against Qatar. But Qatar's foreign ministry said Doha reserves the right to respond directly in proportion to the attack, in accordance with international law. Qatar's deputy chief of staff confirmed that al-Udeid base was targeted with 12 missiles. 11 were intercepted, 1 landed inside the base, but there were no casualties. He said air defense systems were activated based on intel warning of the Iranian strike, and that the base had been empty of United States personnel and fighter jets for 4 days, coordinated with Qatar. Trump, meanwhile, said Iran launched 14 missiles. 13 were intercepted. He confirmed there were no American casualties and even thanked Iran for warning them in advance. He also praised the Emir of Qatar for helping to calm things down and expressed a desire to end the war and open a path to peace. But some analysts raised questions. Was Iran attacking the United States base or Qatar itself? It seems clear the target was the American military, not the Qatari state. CNN reported that all United States naval vessels have left their base in Bahrain, and more military escalation is expected. In its first official comment, Iran's Revolutionary Guard said it will respond to any aggression and warned that no attacker will escape punishment. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi confirmed that the strike on al-Udeid was in response to the United States attack on Iranian territory, hinting that more responses would follow if aggression continued. An advisor to the head of the Revolutionary Guard also confirmed that the United States attack on Fordo completely failed and that Iran remains resilient. In an attempt to cool things down, a White House official said Trump wants to tell Netanyahu to end the war, emphasizing that the United States doesn't want further escalation. Trump also clarified that the strike was limited, targeting only Iran's nuclear sites with no ground troops involved. In Yemen, Mohammed al-Faraj, a member of the Houthi political bureau, praised Qatar's stance against the aggression. He said Iran's attack was on the American base, not Qatar, and that it's actually Tel Aviv trying to ignite the region. Around the same time, missiles were intercepted over Eilat following a rocket attack from Yemen, reportedly part of a larger operation that's still unfolding in what they're calling the 21st wave. In a bold statement, Trump claimed that the sites targeted in Iran were completely destroyed. He criticized the media for downplaying the strikes and insisted that the 3 nuclear sites were wiped out. But back in Washington, the Democratic House leader slammed the Trump administration for launching the strike without congressional approval. He said there's no evidence yet that the attack was effective and criticized Trump for canceling all previous deals with Iran despite Tehran's compliance. This reckless approach is what dragged us into this escalation, he said. The Washington Post quoted him saying, Trump lied to the public and dragged the United States into a poorly calculated military move. Meanwhile, United States reports warned of immediate economic fallout from the strike on Iran, especially rising oil and gas prices. Experts told CNN that oil could soon reach $80 a barrel, potentially leading to a surge in fuel costs and triggering new inflation that will directly impact the American consumer. Israel is planning to launch a full-scale military operation against Iran very soon. They've informed the United States of their intentions, hoping to avoid getting caught in a cycle of retaliatory attacks that could spiral out of control. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said that operations in Iran will stop once their objectives are achieved. Meanwhile, Iran's defense minister firmly rejected any kind of forced peace, saying, "We won't accept a peace imposed on us by Tel Aviv." Tehran is committed to punishing the aggressors. He also blamed Washington for spreading chaos in the region. On the ground, Iran's Mehr news agency reported that Iranian defenses shot down an Israeli Hermes attack drone over the skies of Iraq, making it the second drone downed within minutes, in clear defiance of the supposed ceasefire. Israeli newspaper Calculist reported that Iran's strikes caused major damage to the Bazan facility in Haifa, shutting it down. They predict a shortage of up to 25,000 tons of household gas, sparking fears of a severe energy crisis in the Israeli market. The situation between Iran and the United States is, well, drawing some serious international reactions, especially from America's rivals. According to Reuters, Russian State Duma Chairman Dmitry Medvedev said that Iran will continue enriching nuclear materials despite the American strikes. He added that Moscow no longer sees any reason to deny Tehran's nuclear ambitions, and even claimed that some countries are willing to provide Iran with nuclear warheads. He hinted that these nations are prepared to arm Iran with nuclear weapons. In response, President Donald Trump seemed pretty stunned. He asked, "Did Medvedev really say Russia or others would give Iran nukes? Did I hear that right?" Trump urged the United States media to verify or deny the claim immediately and posted a tweet about it on his official account. Separately, Russia's defense minister said the attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities were just a cover for a broader plan to weaken the Islamic Republic. He said Moscow is closely monitoring the situation and fully supports Tehran. China also criticized the United States, saying the strike hurt Washington's credibility and could lead to the situation spiraling out of control. Beijing called on all sides to immediately stop using force. On the Israeli side, Channel 12 reported that Iran hasn't even used its most dangerous weapons yet, including cruise missiles and heavy explosive warheads, suggesting the conflict could escalate further. President Trump later announced that Iran and Israel had reached a full ceasefire agreement, which would take effect in about 6 hours. He praised both sides and called it a positive step after weeks of dangerous escalation. But things aren't that simple. A senior Iranian official told CNN that Tehran hasn't received any official ceasefire proposal and sees no reason to stop fighting given what he called ongoing aggression against Iran. He said Iran would keep fighting until there is real and lasting peace, and dismissed the United States and Israeli statements about de-escalation as a trick to justify more attacks on Iranian interests. He warned that Tehran is preparing the next round of retaliatory strikes and promised to respond to what he described as lies and hostile actions. An advisor to Iran's parliament speaker also warned that calls from Trump and Tel Aviv to stop the war might be part of a surprise attack setup, saying, "If we're not alert, we could face a painful surprise." Meanwhile, in Bab al-Mandeb, the conflict's ripple effects are reaching Yemen. According to Sky News, the UAE has completed construction of a military airport in the Dubab district, located near the strategic Bab al-Mandeb Strait in western Yemen. Satellite images show the runway is finished and operational. Military planes have already landed there from the Zayed military base in Abu Dhabi. This is just part of a broader UAE campaign to expand its military presence by building several bases and airports, especially on the Yemeni islands of Abdul Khuri and Sama, which are part of the Socotra archipelago. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow S News, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment. Stay tuned for more updates.